Volunteers Week is a national campaign held every year in the first week of June. Volunteers Week reminds us all to say thanks to all the volunteers who give their time to support their communities throughout the year. While we usually hold events and fairs during Volunteers Week, this year is going to be slightly different. We'll be using the slogan "Time to say thanks" rather than "Time to celebrate", and to stick with social distancing guidelines, we're encouraging online and virtual events. So here are 5 suggestions of how you can say thank you to your volunteers this June. Simply saying thank you goes a long way. Taking the time out for a thank you call, email, or message is time well spent. Highlight key moments, include quote and share pictures with your volunteers. Messages are most successful if delivered by a team member who knows the volunteers well. Could you ask one of your volunteers to write about their experience volunteering with you and share it throughout the week? We're collecting stories running up to Volunteers Week. Please send your volunteer case studies to us and we can share those during Volunteers Week. This year, it's even more important our volunteers' voices are heard and that they stay connected with our organisation. It's an ideal opportunity to involve volunteers in your communications. You could ask a volunteer to write a blog post or even produce content for your internal newsletter. Or let your volunteers take over your social media pages for the week. Don't forget to tag us so we can share what you're doing. This Volunteers Week, take the time to set up a virtual event or social with a Volunteers Week theme. For example, a virtual quiz, coffee morning, or pizza party. If you create a volunteer resource, please share that with us and we can add it to our resource bank. Recognise your volunteers' achievements by sending them a digital thank you card or volunteer certificate. You could even host an award ceremony as part of your virtual event. If you would like to request a certificate from us, we can send you a PDF version to send to your volunteers. We would love to see photos of the volunteers with their certificates. Be considerate of the current context and avoid overused phrases such as "we couldn't do this without you", as many volunteers have had to step down from their roles and aren't able to volunteer. We would love to hear about what you're up to and would be happy to share your Volunteers Week stories to inspire others. Please tag us in any of your posts and use the hashtag #TimeToSayThanks. And finally, don't forget to join the Nation and volunteer centres across the country when we clap for volunteers and key workers at 8 p.m. on Thursday the 4th of June.